Hi, everyone. I am the Lord's truly, Dominique, and today we're going to delve into the wonderful world of stock. Normally, I'll talk about the foreign exchange, but because they're only open during certain days of the week, what else great is there to talk about but stock? So let's get into it. I brought you over to my Schwab One account, housed by Charles Schwab, the firm, who acts as my broker whenever it is I choose to invest in stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, bonds, and the like. So, what we're going to go ahead and do is talk about this particular account. Why did I choose this particular account? Because I made a New Year's resolution this year, okay, 2025. I made a New Year's resolution that I was going to trade more when it comes to buying and holding investments, and I was going to do it through my Schwab One account, which is what you're seeing now. Now, this investment I made was a little over 6 months ago, so I did just what I said I was going to do, right? And eventually, there's going to be more investments to come. This is how much it cost me to purchase this particular stock a little over 6 months ago. Now the price has increased, so it isn't that anymore. And what has it increased by? Well, you see it. Currently, it has increased to $10.81. Pretty impressive, right? This company is a biopharmaceutical company. If you do not understand these elements right here, along with many others, you're going to always be losing money. Trust me, I've been there. Okay, so it's just my experience to you. But for me, I chose a company that traded on regular trading hours. In this case, North America, New York Stock Exchange. It's about 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Also, I like for beta in these particular stocks to be a bit volatile. So it met my requirement. I am into hedging. So I think that this was a perfect fit for me. And, earnings per share, hey, that's okay when you do deep delving into the financials, you'll gain a better understanding of what's going on with the company and if this sort of thing is justifiable. In this case, it was. Down here, you have some recent news about PTN, and PTN also is the ticker symbol for Palatin Technologies. Right here, somebody might say, hey, revenue versus earnings. Oh my goodness, the earnings are in the negative. The revenue is barely. How could you do it? Well, if you understand anything about pharmaceutical companies, then you understand that there's a lot of expenses that plays a factor in these sort of things. And one being heavy research and developments. So we're talking about trials being ran on certain therapies. So I'm okay with it. All right. Earnings per share, they were doing their thing. They slightly missed it here, but that's not something to fret about. Again, there could be some underlying issues as to why this happened, but they could be temporary minor issues that could be fixed with the right guidance in this company. That could be fixed. Down here, just looking at some analysis recommendations, they're still saying buy it. Right now, no one else is really saying anything else opposing to buying more stock. Well, I do know that, there was CEO, VP, they bought stock, then they sold them off. This is the amount of shares that they sold off. And if you look at it, it was pretty much less than 10% of the amount they actually house. So that's not something to be of major concern about. And it was an uninformative sale. This could be something as far as maybe like paying payroll taxes or something. I'm going to click on the first form, and this is for the CEO, Carl Spanner. Let's see, this is about right. And let's see, they sold it due to paying employee withhold taxes. All right, so not a big deal, right? This one is for Stephen T. Wills. All right, same thing to pay payroll taxes for employees. I like to also go look at some other contents when it comes to the financials besides the profit loss, the consolidated, and so forth, the unaudited versus the audited, all those things are very pertinent. But what I want to do really quickly is take you through their pipeline overview. This is the therapies they offer to society. So, I mean, they're treating everything from obesity, they're treating what dry eye disease. So, this is great. This is a great pipeline. And listen, I know one more thing that people might be thinking who have looked into this particular company and said, I just do not feel as though this company is trustworthy enough to invest in. And that's because they were delisted on the New York Stock Exchange once upon a time. Okay, this year. All right. All right. Okay, I get it. Listen, what business hasn't been delisted from the New York Stock Exchange? Let's go there. And then determine what were the reasonings as to why they were delisted. Let's go ahead through a brief timeline of events with this particular company. Let's say recent events. Let's do 2025. So April, they received notices or compliances from the New York Stock Exchange, letting them know that they had some non-compliance issues with meeting equity and stock price rules. All right, cool. Then what? May came around and the New York Stock Exchange chose to delist them and send them back to the pink slips. Okay, the over-the-counter markets. All right, and they also changed their ticker symbol. I get it, it happens. But then what happened next is what got me saying I have high hopes for this company. The way they came back strong with it was like, wow. November of 2025, this company resolve their issues by getting some finances together. And then guess what happened? The New York Stock Exchange said, okay, you resolved these issues successfully. Let's go ahead and place you back on the markets where you belong. I have high hopes for this company. I'm going to follow this company closely as I've been doing. And yeah, I look forward to many more happy gains with this company. That's my time, everyone. I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Take care, be prayerful in all that you do.